The following program is rated MA and may contain themes that may not be appropriate for all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hip-hop, trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude ever. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best. Holding the mic as I'm yelling out D-Generation X. I will remember it. I'll never forget it. We come a pretty long way. There's so much I can say. It's never really gone away.
Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland rocks. It is Monday night time for the Monday Night Raw Patrol. OMD, Chris Best here. Gonna be bringing you through the next 2.5 hours. Looking forward to tonight as we've got our World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk walking into the building. OMD, AJ Lee's in the building.
Wow. This is huge. This was not something.
And Becky's following close behind. And Becky's storming off. She is not happy about that.
No, she's not. As we were looking at Rio from earlier in the day, as Rhea Ripley is getting ready for her Elimination Chamber qualifier against Ivy Nile and Lyra Valkyria.
I was going to say, wait a minute. When did Liv become the Women's Intercontinental Champion?
Right?
Liv Morgan is in the building. She's going to be live. And if I heard Michael Cole correctly, she's making her announcement tonight.
Interesting.
If I didn't, then I didn't.
Right? We also know we're
great.
going to get a World Tag Team Championship match tonight as the Usos will defend against the Alpha Academy.
That's right. Hey, a new graphics for the lower thirds for Raw. I like it. Oh, and here comes Becky Lynch right now. I'm very curious about what she's got to say about what we just saw.
Yes, this is going to be very, very intriguing, especially because she wasn't here last week because...
Becky's just storming to the ring.
Yes, because she was really upset over her elimination and her entry spot in the Royal Rumble.
Well, she shouldn't be upset about that considering she picked the spot.
She did.
But let's listen in on what Becky's got to say here.
Very, very intriguing.
Well, AJ Lee, before Becky could even get some resemblance of words out, AJ Lee is making her way out right now. Um, things just got heated real quickly, or as JR used to say, business is about to pick up.
Yes. And I have to wonder because we've seen this going back to WrestlePalooza last year with CM Punk now having his WrestleMania match to this point set. Where do we go from here? Like, is this going to set up WrestleMania, or do we get this at the Chamber?
I think we're about to find out. I mean, it would. It also makes sense for the Chamber because being that Chicago is the location of Chamber this year, and being that it's only the second pay-per-view that they're doing at the United Center, you kind of want to bring out your big boys for that, you know?
You do, but I'm going to wonder this. We've got Punk's opponent for WrestleMania. Could we get that mixed tag match and have Becky team with Roman against Punk and AJ?
We'll have to see because I know Roman right now don't really like Seth either, so good evening, Bubba. How is it going? Glad to have you there, brother.
As Mr. Best is doing the yes chant along with all of the people in Cleveland, we have had AJ issue a challenge for the Intercontinental Championship.
To correct OMD, we have had AJ say that if she beats Becky at the Chamber, she becomes the #1 contender.
Actually, as AJ had said, having beaten Becky, that made her the #1 contender. And now we did get Becky accepting and putting the title on the line.
Yeah. And Bubba coming in saying, sorry he couldn't be on the show tonight. He's still under weather. Bubba, we hope you get healthy. But yeah, Becky was mad. She has turned into the paranoid, psychotic Karen. That's what I'm going to call her, essentially. Okay. Because she's still doing this whole thing where she's like, I need to talk to the manager. I want to talk to Adam Pearce. And that's a typical Karen thing. But she has just gone batsh insane.
Yes, she has. As we saw the Vision come out of the locker room, but now it appears as though we are getting ready for the Usos. And we're going to get our World Tag Team Championship match as our opening match here on Raw tonight.
Not going to lie, I do like those jerseys that they got on.
I'm 100% behind them.
I mean, they are repping the orange and black, my colors.
Yes,
Granted, I'm pretty sure that this is some way they're trying to represent all of the teams that are in Cleveland, I'd have to assume.
Yeah, well, it looks like the Browns. Of course, you've got the jerseys for the Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to really represent the Guardians, though.
The baseball stripes.
Yeah.
The pinstripes on there make it look like a baseball jersey. And of course, I mean, Jimmy is wearing, I think, the baseball jersey, and Jay was wearing a basketball-like jersey.
Yeah.
Nothing to represent. I was going to say the Bengals, but they're in Cincinnati. They're Oh no, it is. It's Jay that's wearing the hoodie that looks more like a baseball jersey.
Yeah.
Good words by Corey Graves there, as I heard him say, as good as Jimmy and Jay are, they should not look past Otis and Tozawa.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't.
I've always said this: when you're a champion, everybody is a threat to you.
Absolutely. Now, admittedly, and I'm using a little bit of bias here because Otis and Tozawa, they are a phenomenal team. Don't get me wrong, but they are the entertainers. I think that this one here is and should be an Usos victory unless one of them absolutely loses it if they get pinned and turns on the other.
And Bubba coming in saying, I just love that we were seeing them together again after their singles runs. Yeah, I'm still not totally on board with the Usos getting back together, but I'm warming up to the idea still, because I can see them still going their separate ways after losing the tag titles here, because I get a feeling, because we're not far off from Naomi having her baby, I get a feeling that Jimmy's going to take time off as well.
Yes. Well, and that's where I'm saying is, are we going to get that potential loss tonight to the Alpha Academy and have one turn on the other?
I don't think I would do a turn. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because now even Jimmy's getting just as over as Jay is.
He is, but we did start to see Jay starting to spiral until they got the tag team titles back.
I was just going to say,
if they lose those, does that further the spiral?
I was going to say, you got to remember when Jay was spiraling. When Jay was spiraling, he was on a losing streak.
He was.
And now he's back in the winning ways. So he could take that confidence he got with Jimmy, turn that into a singles career, and then start piling up some more wins.
Bubba saying no turn, all respect. Okay.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, what we're seeing with I don't know if you've been seeing this, but I have, between Tozawa and Otis, we're starting to see a little bit more of a serious Otis here. Tozawa, and it's starting to rub off on Tozawa a little bit too.
It is, and we've seen Otis change his colors and go to a darker singlet, as opposed to doing the fun-loving and the whole Alpha Babes, Alpha Academy shirt and ripping it off. So, yes, it has definitely rubbed off on both of them as they pulled off that amazing victory last week or 2 weeks ago in the number one contenders match.
Yeah, and right now you can see they're both coming out wearing black and white. I can't tell what their shirts say because I got my glasses off right now and trying to clean them.
100% pure babe.
Yeah. It's very simple. It's a very simplified shirt too. I like it. But here's the thing that I noticed with Tozawa and Otis. You mentioned that they're entertainers, but I noticed in the last little while, even with watching Otis when he was doing some work in AWA, AAA over the summer, he took on a bit of a serious run there as well. But he pulled off the comedy stuff when it needed to happen during the stuff he's done down there. He's doing the same thing here. So he does the comedy stuff like in the background. Like I think he did that. He did that just last week, I believe, just to hype Maxine up for her match tonight.
Yes. Well, and even Maxine then snapped on him, and those two really stepped up and followed her energy. Because as I've said, Maxine is the most improved women's wrestler since Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm. And now Otis trying to get some respect out of Jay.
You get the handshake.
Shades of ROH with that.
Yes. Otis using his power advantage.
And it's going to say, and it's not lost on me that it says pure on Otis's shirt when I mentioned ROH there. Yeah, because that was the rule when you were in a pure championship match. You shook hands with the opponent.
That was every match.
Yeah, but I remember when they brought the pure title in, it was you shake your hands with your opponent at the start, and you shake the hands with your opponent at the end. That was the rule for that title.
Yes. Unless you had a pure championship match in a fight without honor.
Mm-hmm.
Tozawa going for that quick pin on Jay.
To put into context that the last time Tozawa held a title in the WWE, we're talking 10 years ago. When he was in a feud for the for the 205 Live Cruiserweight title with Enzo Amore.
Right. And as well tonight, we are getting Javon Evans and a mystery partner versus Los Americanos, Rayo and Bravo.
Well, I can already tell you who it's going to be.
So can I.
The original Americano.
Yep.
It just makes too much sense.
It does.
But it's going to be cool to see that again. Took Jimmy's head off at that kick there,
Yes,
Tozawa.
he did. And Tozawa again for the quick pin.
And you know what though? That's a good strategy for Tozawa. That's what you got to do. You throw them off their game by getting those quick pins. You may surprise your opponent and get that 3 count. It's happened before.
It has.
Wait, Otis, what are you planning? Oh God. Tozawa's still going to take to the air, but via gorilla press.
Not the way he planned on it.
You know what I think would look? Tozawa's like, oh crap.
And we have the Usos down outside the ring.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Tozawa and Otis, a team that when you hear that they're going to be in action, you kind of expect that they're going to lose.
Yeah.
But right now, they've got the champions reeling.
They do.
Bubba's saying, I hope the Babes win and the Usos put the belts around their waist out of respect. I would be down for that. But I think my issue is like with Tozawa, if Tozawa and Otis win, and I'm not sure I like this, the New Day are going to come after the titles.
Yeah.
But I don't want the New Day to do it. I kind of want the Vision to do it.
I do too, but which 2 members of the Vision?
Logan Paul and Austin Theory.
Okay.
I like the dynamic that those 2 have as a team.
See, and I was going to suggest, and yes, this has to do with Austin Theory having the qualifying match tonight. And I'm going to guess that one of the other 2 is going to have a qualifying match next week. But we also saw that it was Logan Paul and Bronson Reed who a couple of months ago put LA Knight out of action. So I could get behind those 2 as a team.
Mm-hmm. But I get this feeling that with with Braun Breaker being out now, because I'm hearing he's out for a long time.
Yeah.
You got to put your marbles, if you're going to do the Vision, you got to put your marbles into Bronson Reed and give him the big push that Braun Breaker was to get.
I'm with you. However, at the same time, it was Logan Paul that jump-started all of that for the Vision. So I would be just as happy to see Logan Paul get himself into that contender spot and challenge for the title.
Well, right now, Jay's got Tozawa on the mat with a side headlock, or sleeper hold, I should say.
Yes, he does.
You know what I find so funny, as I mentioned how long Tozawa's been with the WWE? It's been over 10 years. Otis has been around the same length as well.
Yep.
But Tozawa doesn't age.
No. No,
he's him and R-Truth, man. They don't know what aging is.
Yeah.
Tozawa still looks like the way he did when he left New Japan 11 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, what a DDT from Tozawa.
Spiked Jay on that one. Otis is just itching to get in that ring.
Yes, Tozawa not sure if he should go for the tag or try and go for the cover.
I don't think Tozawa's sure of anything right now because he looks pretty dazed.
Yes, he does.
We talk about the athleticism of Bronson Reed. We tend to forget that Otis has that same kind of athleticism.
Yes, he does.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Otis and Tucker, have they held the NXT tag titles?
I thought they did for a brief time, like maybe a week or two, but I could be wrong.
I thought Otis had him. But again, the Usos, they're no pushovers. Doesn't matter how big you are. They'll find a way to take you down. Are we getting ready for the Caterpillar? We are, but Jay got tagged in. Otis is setting it up. Here it comes, the Caterpillar. And the super kick. Oh, that damn caught him on the top of the head with that. But down goes Tozawa.
They have never held, or Heavy Machinery did not ever hold a tag team championship in WWE.
They honestly should have. And there's the double super kick there. Otis is reeling a bit.
Until he just took their heads off.
How's it going, Bobby Stats? We got ourselves a great tag team title match to start things off here.
Yes, we do, Bobby. It's always great to see you here on a Monday night. To quote, or to paraphrase CM Punk, is it great to be alive with the Raw Patrol on a Monday night or what?
Well, Tozawa did the shirt rip that he usually does. He usually adds a bit of comedic does a bit of a comedic bit with it, but man, did he look serious when he did it.
And Tozawa doing his best Eddie Edwards impression and then wanting to run it back.
Yeah, so imitating the Usos.
Tozawa hits his senton.
Oh my! I
thought he had him.
That was so close.
It was. I was honestly anticipating the roll out of the way.
Now, we talked about the idea of a turn, but what if, and hear me out here, what if Otis and Tozawa, let's say they lose this match, what if they turn heel?
I could see it.
It'd be, I'm going to go a little bit old school here, but it'd be kind of like when Men on a Mission turned on the Smoking Guns.
That's exactly where I was going to go as well.
Mm-hmm.
We get the double spear from the Usos.
Oh, God, the 1D on Otis. That is not hard. That's not easy to do, but the Usos have retained the tag team titles.
Yes, they have. Bobby's coming in saying, thanks, you guys. It always makes his day. And he just liked our video on YouTube. Thank you once again, Bobby, for all you do for us as a member of the chat and a supporter of the shows. We greatly appreciate it.
So if you remember, like when Men on a Mission turned on the Smoking Guns, it was because they lost not one, but two tag team title matches. And in the second tag team title match, they were a little bit more brutal with the Smoking Guns. And Oscar took exception to that, and Oscar got beat up, and the Smoking Guns tried to make the save, only for Men on a Mission to beat the hell out of them.
Well, see, and I remember, because I remember watching it on Wrestling Challenge, of all things, on a Saturday morning at camp.
Yep.
And the Smoking Guns raised Men on a Mission's hand, and then Men on a Mission turned around and just dumped them.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like they came out to do the apology thing, and then, or something like that. I just remember being surprised at that turn.
Yeah. But that also then led to King Mabel and Sir Mo.
May they both rest in peace, by the way. Oh, Byron's in the ring talking with the Usos.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so there you have it. Jay is in one of the qualifying matches.
Yes, he is, and Jimmy's saying, "I need you to qualify. I need you to win." So, does that mean Jimmy doesn't want to defend the tag titles at WrestleMania, or does that mean that he's going to need that time?
I think it just means he needs that time off.
Let's say hypothetically Jay qualifies and wins the Elimination Chamber. Could we live with Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship?
I'd be fine with it. It'd be a fresh thing for both of them. You could build off of let me see, what could you build off of with them too? War Games. They did fight against one another. I wasn't in last year's War Games, I don't think, but in the previous year's War Games, or no, the War Games where Punk made his return. Drew was on the opposing side of Jey Uso. Although that's too far back, but Drew is known for going really far back with his stuff. So
yes. But Drew was on Team Vision at this year's War Games as well.
That's right too. There are things that you can build off of. You can build off of his stuff with the bloodline again.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and then of course you could have, then you're looking at Roman and Jay potentially in world championship matches at WrestleMania.
And if that's the case, do we get another Benoit Eddie ending?
Right? Do we get one of those strange bedfellows tag team matches and have CM Punk have to team up with Drew McIntyre against Roman and Jay?
See, we already had that on Friday, so I'm not sure, you know. And when we had that on Friday, it was Jordan and Jade Cargill teaming up against Liv and Raquel.
Yes.
I was like, wait, who the hell did they fight?
Or does Jay maybe, as you've suggested, does he interject himself into this match because of his history with both men and the respect he has for both of them?
And I mean, Punk is wearing the belt that Jay lost.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see where this goes with the chamber, because a lot of these qualifying matches that we've been having are just they're actually hard for me to predict.
They are.
I mean, the Randy Orton seemed pretty obvious to me on Friday. So
right.
But this coming weeks on SmackDown, that one I'm having a hard time with that one.
See, and I'm having a hard time with tonight's, with Penta, LA Knight, and Austin Theory.
Yeah, because those guys are kind of underdogs going into the chamber.
They are. However, I am leaning more towards Penta on that one.
And here comes the It couple, Liv and Dom.
Bobby saying he's interested to see if we get Roxanne Perez in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. I'm with you. I wasn't sure what to expect tonight. I was thinking about it earlier today before I found out what the matches were, and I was like, likely we're going to get one half of Rhea and Io tonight. Likely we were going to get one half of Bayley and Lyra. Potentially 1/3 of the Judgment Day. I completely hadn't factored in Ivy Nile for the Elimination Chamber. Dom back to wearing his cow silk, which we haven't seen in quite some time. And ladies and gentlemen, before these two grab a mic, take a look at this.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, video games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever wanted your break-in podcasting, content creation, a potential collaboration, or just to help us out behind the scenes, turnbucklestudios.org is the place to be for all your Turnbuckle affiliation program needs. Hit the join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you believe you can help us, how you feel we can help you, and we can sit down as a collective and figure out the right fit. Turnbucklestudios.org, your home for the Turnbuckle affiliation program. As we look in on what happened following the Royal Rumble with AJ Styles' retirement, as he has appeared on What's Your Story with Stephanie McMahon this week, or this past week.
Yeah, it was a snippet of he was talking about what he did right after the match, essentially.
Yeah.
But being that I am going to be out on the town for the majority of the day, I may have to tune in and actually listen to that podcast on my journeys.
From the clips I've seen, it was very, very entertaining and very, very emotional. As we get a recap of Stephanie Vaquer retaining her championship over Raquel Rodriguez last week. But then Liv standing in the ring, of course, holding the World Heavyweight Championship. And she has her microphone, so let's find out what she has to say.
And the Pyro frightening Dom. kind of like when Kane used to come to the ring, but Stephanie Becker is making her way to the ring.
Yes, and it was a bit of a jump scare for me too. I wasn't expecting that Pyro.
Well, again, it's like when Kane used to come to the ring, that Pyro just shot off out of nowhere. And by the way, and I'm sure OMD can vouch for this, when you're in the arena live, you can anticipate Kane's entrance, but you never know when it's going to happen still. And the Pyro, it gets hot.
It does. I can tell you from personal experience at WrestleMania 18, being on the last row on the floor at the top of the entrance ramp with the Pyro right there, it's very hot.
I can tell you from sitting underneath the hard cam at SummerSlam 04, I was practically right beside the Pyro too. It was hot. And at Unforgiven 06, on the other side of the arena from where I was, sitting behind JR and the King, it still gets hot even there. I am not going to repeat what Liv called Stephanie.
Not at all. Not at all. And Bobby coming in saying he's enjoying the Raw Patrol. Well, Bobby, we always enjoy and appreciate having you here with us and engaging in the chat. But Liv did not make her decision. Stephanie did say that she hopes Liv chooses her. But Liv saying, I'm not going to rush to make my decision.
And I kind of like that, because even though Michael Cole probably did say she's probably going to make her decision. I probably missed the word probably.
Right.
But I'm happy with this. I'm glad she's not making her decision. I'm glad we're going into a third week with waiting for her decision.
Yes.
There's a part of me that wants to see Ivy Nile take the win in this upcoming triple threat match.
There is that part of me as well. However, and it's just because you do have Bayley and Lyra who want to get into the tag team championship picture and challenge the team of Rio. However, I am going to stick to my guns when I have said that both Lyra and Roxanne Perez will be world champions by the end of 2026. So I am going to have the woman making her way to the ring right now winning this match tonight.
Oh, see, and based off that prediction, Lyra is one of my early contenders to win the Queen of the Ring for that.
Okay.
Because you mentioned it, Bailey is one of the is an X factor in this match, but so is Io Sky.
Yes.
But in knowing how Rio and Bailey and Lyra are, I think both women would have said, "Hey, stay in the back. I got this," you know?
Yeah. I don't think we need to have Io or Bailey out at the ring for this match, because I do think you can still do that women's tag team match between the Chamber and Mania.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going to go with maybe next week's women's qualifier. That's where Bailey and Io are going to participate in that one.
Right.
But I do want to see. I'm ready for Ivy Nile to take that next step, you know?
I am too.
And by taking that next step, if you can get a pin, or if you can get a victory over both Lyra and Rhea, that's a pretty big step.
It is. The big thing is that because Ivy has she was challenging for the women's Intercontinental when Maxine had it, but she's now taken that step back since it's gone back to Becky. And you need to get her solidified in that mid-card status first, instead of having her come in, do a few matches here and there, start to get that push to the quote-unquote secondary title, and then disappear when she doesn't get it.
Well, yes, but I mean, Ivy only disappeared for a handful of weeks, basically. She was still on screen. She was featured.
Right.
Well, last week she was in more of a backstage, like in the background type role with the Creeds. Right. And she has been wrestling still on Main Event week in, week out. So she's only been off screen to you, essentially, if you haven't watched Main Event.
Yeah.
Because if I've noticed how they're doing Main Event on YouTube these days, they are starting to put some of the top stars even on Main Event now.
Okay.
I've got to wonder, though. Talked about X factors in this match. She has the Creed brothers and a possible returning Chad Gable as well.
She does. Given her history, however, with Maxine Dupree, and this goes back to the time when they were all with the Alpha Academy, and you were starting to sort of see that merger with the Creeds, to then the dissolution to American Made and the Alphas.
Mm-hmm.
Could Maxine make her presence felt as well in the Maxine Natty match later on, and become Natty's new pupil, as we are getting that new look and new attitude from Natty?
Sorry, I kind of missed your question. I saw that they were showing the Vegas Sphere, and I thought, are they planning an event at the Sphere?
Right. No, I was asking, could we see, given Ivy's history with Maxine, could we see her get involved in the Maxine Natty match later on as well? Because we're getting that new aggressive Natty, and then you've got that pitbull-like mentality out of Ivy Nile.
That all depends on how this match goes, because here comes brutality herself, Rhea Ripley. And Rhea, she's obviously flaunting around as she's making her way to the ring, but she can back it up.
Yes,
And
she can.
if you're not careful against Rhea, she will beat the snot out of you.
Oh, yes.
So will Lyra, because Lyra's got that fighting Irish in her.
Oh, yes, she does.
Cool. A Rhea Ripley action figure coming out, pre-order at Mattel Creations.
There we go.
I'm intrigued. I'll have to go back and scan that QR code.
Right?
I've for those of you who don't know, I've been talking with OMD about getting into the action figure collecting scene off stream here.
Yes, it is something that we do discuss.
And actually, I was talking to Bubba about it on Saturday.
Okay.
With go back and watch his unboxing review as he got the latest Pro Wrestling Crate. It's an amazing find. It's amazing the stuff he got out of there.
Oh, yeah. So the thing I like about this match, you have the technical, physical prowess of Ivy Nile. You've got the sheer size and brutality of Rhea Ripley, the Irish fighting spirit and technical prowess out of Lyra Valkyria. And you look at the way Rhea has been able to work with smaller opponents, especially in the past year. It has been absolutely incredible to see. Lyra going for that quick inside cradle.
If I'm being completely honest, so it feels like, maybe with the exception of a few matches she may have had with like Piper Niven, every opponent that Rhea Ripley has wrestled is smaller than her.
Yes. And what a German, double German from Ivy Nile.
And this is why I want to see Ivy take that win, because I'm a fan of underdogs taking the wins.
You and me both.
I would love to see Ivy Nile as that underdog, because she is the underdog in this matchup. Take that win, and oh dang,
Yeah,
I felt that one. Ivy just got her head smashed up against the hardest part of the apron, and I've said this time and time again. When you go to an indie show, if you have a moment to go up to the ring, touch the edge of the ring, you will see what we're talking about.
Yes. As we saw beautiful head scissors from Lyra as she came flying through the top and middle rope.
That's if you have that ability. If you're barricaded, don't do it.
Yes. And credit to Lyra and Ivy here in this match for, doing what we always say, taking the bigger woman out. So they've got Rhea down on the outside and having this down to a match of the two women equal in size.
Beautiful Northern Light. Yeah, and I thought for like at the way this match was starting, and it's kind of starting to feel that way still. They keep shoving Ivy Nile aside.
They do.
Well, Rhea does, I mean, but
yep.
And remember what I said last year? I believe it was Bianca and Rhea shoving Io aside.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Going into WrestleMania.
Yep. You don't do that, because what happened? Io ended up winning the women's world heavyweight title.
Oh, smart by Lyra, and she's going to go for the pendulum. I love it.
Yeah, but here comes Ivy now.
Yes.
Ivy trying. Oh, I thought she was trying to lock in a full Nelson. I was going to say that's a move I haven't seen in forever.
I thought she was going to go for the Snapdragon, but she went for the half and half suplex instead.
Oh, Rhea went
Nice
hard into
move.
that ring post.
Nice by Ivy to get out of there.
Yeah, it seems the story of this match is both Ivy and Rhea are taking each other out so they can fight Lyra.
Yeah. Does that say something? Like, are each of these women afraid of Lyra's in-ring abilities and her having what it takes to get the job done?
Well, I mean, out of these three women, Lyra is the most recent woman to have held a singles women's championship.
Yep. Oh, and Ivy after that eats the tree of woe from the other side as Lyra comes in for that. But
yeah, I'm not sure what to make of what's going on here.
oh, I do.
Tower of Doom, Tree of Woe. Oh yeah, yep. Tower of Doom, Tree of Woe.
What a move from Ivy Nile. And you look at that core strength that would have taken for her to do that.
I mean, have you seen Ivy Nile's training regimen?
Mm-hmm. And now eating those short arm clotheslines and that short leg super kick into the face plant from Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Rhea's just and again with that roll up.
Yeah.
It's Lyra capitalizing on whenever Rhea or even Ivy Nile stop to taunt or look at the crowd or whatever.
Yes, as both Lyra and Rhea had gone for the Oklahoma roll, Lyra is the one that comes out with the near fall.
I was gonna say it looked like Rhea was attempting a capiora kick there.
The capybara kick?
Yeah. Doomsday Device or Steiner line? Almost the Steiner line.
But Ivy actually missed the Steiner line or the Bulldog coming off of there.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is that in this...
That looks scary.
Yeah, is Rhea seems to be the one fighting from underneath in this match.
Well, now we've gone to a point where all three women are fighting. All three women.
They are. But given the way this match has gone, Rhea has seemingly been the one to take the most punishment and really has become the one fighting from underneath.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said earlier, it felt like both Ivy and Rhea were fighting to see who gets to fight Lyra. And
yeah,
both women took a fair amount of punishment during that part. And this is what I think a triple threat match needs to be, is 3 women fighting each other. None of that throwing each other out and then both women fighting each other. Bobby Stats is picking Lyra to take the win tonight, by the way.
Yep, I'm with you, Bobby, 100%.
I would like to see Ivy do it, but I think Lyra could be the one. More so because I want to see a women's tag team title representation at Elimination Chamber, perhaps.
Yep.
In a women's tag team title match. Initially, I wanted to see a women's tag team title Elimination Chamber matchup with the way things were going.
What a backstabber there from Ivy Nile to Rhea Ripley.
And I think that's going to no. I thought Rhea was down for good there, but
so did I.
Oh, Rhea's looking for Riptide. Maybe Rhea's going to get it here, unless Ivy Nile can get up. And no, she can't. Rhea has advanced to the chamber.
Wow.
That was a great triple threat match. That's what I wanted to see out of a triple threat match.
That was fantastic. I realize it's only Monday, but that right now goes down so far as my match of the night and, to this point, of course, match of the week.
That's what I wanted to. That's what I want to see in triple threat matches. Like I said, none of this 2 people fight while the third person's knocked out at ringside. We did get some of that in this match, mind you, but I liked the fact that we had all 3 women fighting each other towards the end and doing everything they can just to make sure they get that win. Because even though they don't know where Liv is going to go for the challenge, at least we know who the other number 1 contender could be for whichever women's championship they decide to. As right now, we're looking at the graphic, and Tiffany Stratton advanced on Friday. Rhea Ripley's now in there. Tiffany might be in some trouble in that chamber if she comes across Rhea.
Yes, and Bobby's saying he's glad that Ivy Nile got showcased. So am I. She is a phenomenal young competitor, and I hope that there's more. I hope that we can get her into the Women's Intercontinental or move her to SmackDown in the Women's U.S. title scene. Dom saying to Finn that your window might be closed.
Yeah, those aren't the words you want to say to a man who's hungry and thirsty for that title.
Right? And now we're going to go in here from CM Punk coming up next. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next right here, you can check out our shop.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Head on over to our shop Support your favorite shows, support your favorite podcasters, wear what we wear. And ladies and gentlemen, all of the proceeds come back into our studios to give you a better experience. TurnbuckleStudios.org, ladies and gentlemen, once again, your home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Yeah, as I was trying to say before we went to commercial, you don't say that. I don't care if you are a world champion, Don. You don't say that to a man who's hungry for the title, because if he can't get Punk's, he will go after yours. Because yeah, AAA is under the WWE brand, but the AAA Mega Championship is a world championship.
Yes, it is. Do you know what, Mr. Best? I am going to take a moment. I'm going to run to the locker room if you'll just give me a moment.
All right. And right now we're taking a look at the WWE shop here. Or I'm looking at it. And I got to say, there's a lot of cool material stuff to buy there. But I mean, Turnbuckle Studios, guys, we got some really nifty items there. Or the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, turnbucklestudios.org. Bobby, I'm having a great day. It was a very, very just quiet and very relaxed day. But tomorrow, not so quiet for me. Because on top of the running around, guys, that I got to do in my personal life, tomorrow night, 8:05 Eastern, tune in for Turnbuckle Talk. Oh, right now, Michael Cole is in the ring. Wonder what he's got to say. Well, Michael Cole was about to introduce Punk and Punk for this interview, I suppose, but Finn Balor's just hijacked the interview.
Yes, he has. I saw that just as Finn was coming into the ring. And now Adam Pearce interrupting, saying no, 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 and then barking for security to come out.
Cole, you may want to get out of the ring because Punk is storming to the ring. Pierce, you may want to step out of the way because Punk wants to fight Finn.
Yes,
and Finn
he
wants
does.
to fight Punk.
Pierce trying to step in front of Punk. But Finn rolls out of the way, out of the ring, goes to the announce table.
Yeah, this is going to happen because before that, Finn had challenged Punk to a match for the title at the Chamber.
Adam Pearce trying to say, no, absolutely not. This match is not going to happen. But Punk saying, yes, I will. You want me to do it in Cleveland? I'll do it here. You want me to do it at Chamber? I'll do it at Chamber.
I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh at the Cleveland crowd. They were cheering for it, and then they booed it when Pierce said at Elimination Chamber because I think they thought they were getting the match tonight.
I think they were too.
When all throughout the promo, they were saying, "We won it in Chicago."
Yep. But Punk had to throw in that I'm the champ. I want the say, and I want the clout that comes with this.
Mm-hmm. Punk looking over at Cole now. So now we're getting the interview. Man, Punk is fired up, and I love it when he gets fired up.
You and me both. What a fiery double promo there from CM Punk to get the match with Finn Balor and then that interview with Michael Cole.
Yeah, and there's one thing I did not like about that, and that was the question Michael Cole asked, because it just kind of put Finn in the afterthought, and that's what Finn's trying not to do, Michael.
I see where you're coming from, but I also understand the question. Because Adam Pearce was saying no, and I know that Punk wants to be that fighting champion, but when you know you've got a guy like Roman Reigns, and now you're going to throw a guy the caliber of Finn Balor right back into the middle of it, what happens if it is Finn Balor and Roman at Mania? Or do we then go to the route of the triple threat match if Finn Balor wins and you're giving CM Punk his rematch and Roman his obligatory Royal Rumble match?
That's where you got to go if Finn is successful at Chamber and we're winning the title. But at the same time, because I'm already going to say that Punk is taking the win at Chamber. At the same time, if Punk is successful against Roman, or if Roman is successful against Punk at Mania, they now have another feud to fall back on come Backlash in Finn Balor. Because Finn Balor is going to, if Finn Balor doesn't win the title, he's just going to be more hungry and wanting more to get, wanting another shot. So he's going to do what it takes to get that championship match again.
Yes, but as you suggested, he could go after Dom in the AAA Mega Championship. He could go after the Intercontinental. Or do we move Finn Balor to SmackDown to challenge Drew.
Or is this what leads to Finn finally leaving the Judgment Day
Yeah.
and getting that Dom matchup that I think is going to happen at WrestleMania?
Right. Now, having not heard everything that Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman have said there, but based on what we saw last week with this, what we just saw with Finn Balor, CM Punk, and now this, I'm not a big fan of this direction. I like that straightforward, down the middle Adam Pearce as opposed to the Eric Bischoff, Teddy Long style dynamic where he is getting in the face of the heels or the baby faces, whichever way they may lean as the GM.
He kind of has to, though, because they're all walking all over him. So he's got to stand his ground on his decisions. And I can respect that because that's more Jack Tunney.
See, and I'm finding the more straight down the middle as opposed to getting into everybody's face was more Jack Tunney than this. I'm finding it more of, like I said, the Eric Bischoff, Teddy Long.
And here comes Natty, the low-key legend, as she's calling herself.
Yes, and new music.
Not new for me. She's been using the same music in AAA as well.
Yes.
But up next, she's got the match. It's the match against
Maxine.
Thank you.
Yes, we've seen the low-key legend jacket in AAA. We've seen her use it when she's gone and done Bloodsport as well.
Notice where she's standing?
Yeah.
Okay, she backed up a little bit. I was going to say, is she just waiting to pounce Maxine the moment she gets to the ring?
Oh, yeah.
Or is Maxine going to sneak up behind her? Because typically when you're standing in the position, she's back to that position. But typically when you're standing in that position, there's a sneak attack coming.
Yep.
Death stare right through the camera there, Natty.
And as Natty said last week, Natalia elevates, Natty decimates.
There's a part of me that wants to see. We talk about how this new MMA style of Natty we're seeing, essentially. There's a part of me that wants to see her and Lola Vice go at it.
Yeah.
And I think they did. I think they did in AAA, but I want to see it on a WWE stage.
I think they did too, but I think it was part of a multi-woman match as opposed to a one-on-one.
We're getting more out of this AJ Styles stuff here, and this is actually I'm going to put this out here now, but we sometimes get those Byron Saxton interviews when they go to commercial.
Yeah.
Why not get some? Why not keep doing this? Show some clips from your podcast.
Right. No, we're not going to get that sneak attack. We are getting Maxine coming right down the ramp.
Oh, and there's her death stare. She comes out all hyped for the crowd, then halfway down the aisle, she's like, I got my sights on you, Natty.
Yep.
she's got to get herself right hyped for this because she knows what kind of danger awaits her as she steps in that ring. Because yes, we may call Gunther the ring general. Natty is in that set and is in that way too.
She is.
She is the female ring general, if you will.
Yes, absolutely, she is. And this is a teacher versus student match, and trainer, trainee, mentor, mentee, however you want to slice it.
These are the types of feuds I actually enjoy as well. But this is a different dichotomy because usually it's the student that turns heel.
Yes. But now that we are getting that, are we going to get, now that we're getting this Natty and the low-key legend, is this a match where she is just going to show how much more experience she has compared to Maxine?
Or is this a match where Natty's experience becomes her downfall?
Yes. Maxine going right back to the ankle lock on the outside, but Natty pushing her off into the steps.
And this is a bit of a reverse as far as like going back to the teacher and Michael Cole. Oh, he is at commentary. Okay. I was going to say Michael Cole's not at the table. Where the hell did he go?
Yes.
I was going to say this is a bit of a reversal of roles here because, as I mentioned, with these teacher-student rivalries, the student is usually the one that becomes the heel. They become that cocky heel that think they know it all and that they can beat their teacher. I give you evidence A, Bruno Sammartino and Larry Zbyszko, for instance.
Yeah.
Zbyszko thought he could do it all, thought he could beat Bruno. Bruno beat him to a bloody pulp in a steel cage match. And taught Larry a lesson there.
Yes. So this match has been thrown out. It is a double count out.
Yeah, double count out here, but this is where this feud is going to continue for sure. But this is where if Natty's going to get too cocky as the teacher, it could very well go down Maxine's favor as far as this feud goes. Because if there's one thing, and here she comes now anyways, I was going to bring her up. AJ Lee did state earlier that she was there to help Maxine out.
Yes. Well, she stated that she was there to support her girl, Maxie.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we know that we're going to get that dynamic of AJ Lee and Becky. We also saw a little bit between Becky and Natty in the Royal Rumble. Could we go to that women's tag match? Or do you elevate it to a fatal four-way?
There's two options I think about, and I do think that it could go to a women's tag. But I also think that if AJ is successful in winning the Intercontinental title at Elimination Chamber, which I think she could very well be, then we're probably going to go to, as Becky just attacked AJ. I think we can go to AJ and Natty at Mania for the Intercontinental title. But yeah, AJ's just taken out Natty. This could set up a possible women's tag team match. And I'm still uncertain when it's going to happen, but Saturday night's main event. All good points, OMB.
We know that the Intercontinental Championship match was made for the Chamber, but could you change that and go to the tag match at the Chamber, setting up AJ and Becky for Mania, or do you go to the fatal four-way at Mania?
I think I would still go with AJ and Natty for the Intercontinental, and then you put the belt on Natty.
Okay.
I think this is a transition. This is a transition period where we're going to see Natty become the Intercontinental Champion finally.
Okay. See, and like I don't want to see that Women's Intercontinental Championship go through this transitional phase. And I know that Becky is using it more as a set piece, as part of her aesthetic, as opposed to defending it. So, like, I don't think Maxine had a long enough run. So I don't want to see Becky defend it once or twice, lose it, all for it to then change hands again a month later at WrestleMania.
That's probably what's going to happen, though. And then you can now elevate Maxine and Natty. Because Becky and AJ, we've said this off and on, they don't need the title to have their feud.
No, they don't. They absolutely don't.
But here come El Grande Americano. Los Americanos, Rayo and Bravo, you said we're going to be in this matchup.
Yes.
Interesting to note that El Grande Americano is in his wrestling gear as well.
Yes.
But they are taking on Javon Evans and a mystery partner who I 100% suspect it's going to be the original El Grande Americano.
I am with you 100% unless he's got somebody else, and then we're going to get the original El Grande showing up as that distraction for Los Americanos.
Well, the other option I could think of that would team up with Javon Evans is a guy from NXT, TNA, and I'm thinking Leon Slater.
Yeah.
The other option is not even on Raw, and that would be quite possibly The Miz. But The Miz is busy on SmackDown right now with the whole Carmelo Hayes thing.
Yep.
And I 100% don't expect Logan Paul. And I'm saying that because they are both from Cleveland.
Yes, they are. But what about Johnny Gargano, who is also from Cleveland?
He's too busy being depressed about losing a mask.
No, I'm with you there in thinking it's going to be the original El Grande. The only other person I could think of would be Dragon Lee, but he's
been taken out of action courtesy of Gunther. So
yes. Ladies and gentlemen, while we are in this commercial break, we invite you to check out our weekly programming.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show Turnbuckle Talk at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we go TNA as we brace for Impact at 9 p.m. On Fridays, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later that night, we have the Bourse Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day. And please visit turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program is turnbucklestudios.org. Meet the team. Under the host section, Mr. Best, myself, Bubba Duke, Chris Parrish, and Carl Carafel. Get our socials, watch our latest weekly live episodic shows. All under the host section, turnbucklestudios.org, your home of the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
And because for the first time in what feels like a long time, OMD and I already have this Wednesday's episode of the PlayStation Showcase planned out.
Yes,
and all I got to say is, I'd like to buy a vowel. We're going to be playing Wheel of Fortune this weekend.
There we go.
But that's a possibility. I'll leave it at that, actually.
Yes.
The Rocket Arena. That's a funny looking arena, not gonna lie.
It is.
Home of the Cleveland Monsters.
Oh, the Lake Erie Monsters of the, or I guess the Cleveland Monsters now of the AHL.
Yep.
And here comes the young OG Javon Evans.
Always brings the hype when he comes out, and it's always a pleasure to see this guy wrestle.
It is.
Oh, he's calling out. See, and it's obvious. The original El Grande Americano is his tag team partner in Rayo and Bravo and El Grande Americano Dos, I suppose we can call him. Not too happy about it.
El Grande Verde. Almost reminds me of the Battle of the Sin Caras.
Except this is going to be better.
Yes.
Not knocking any of the Sin Caras in any way, because Mystico's a great wrestler. So is Hunico.
Yep. As El Grande looking very, very upset and very, very flustered at ringside.
But I expect that once both El Grande Americanos finally have their match, I'm going to go out on a limb and say their finale is going to be a mask versus mask match.
Yep. Now, does that match happen here on Raw, or does that happen in AAA?
For all we know, it could happen on Saturday night's main event. Could happen at WrestleMania. Could happen at the Chamber.
Right?
I'm not sure. Because I didn't watch this week's AAA show. I'm not sure if the original El Grande Americano has been brought into the fold there yet.
Right. I'm not sure. I didn't watch it either. I've seen some clips from it.
Yeah. By the way, for those that don't know, over on YouTube, WWE, they are now doing a weekly AAA show. And it's just hearkening back to our days growing up in our hometown and watching Mexican pro wrestling every Saturday afternoon. Chris Parrish coming in saying, "Hello, boys." Hello, Chris Parrish.
Great to hear from you, buddy. Hope all is well on your end, my friend.
But yeah, it's starting to become a weekly tradition once again for me to watch Mexican or AAA wrestling after I've done the Saturday night gaming, because it does air while I'm doing that.
Yes.
But all in all, it's a pretty entertaining hour, and I highly recommend everybody go and check it out.
I actually saw a clip from this past weekend's AAA, and it was Rey Mysterio on commentary.
And Javon Evans and El Grande Americano channeling their inner Ultimate Warrior with that
I was just gonna say,
shaking at the top rope. Speaking of, there is still a part of me that when they start announcing the 2K26 Legends and the roster, I do still want to see Ultimate Warrior in the game. I'm just all these years later, I'm still happy that I get to play as him.
Yep. as Rayo is in the ring now for Los Americanos.
Oh, he almost took Bravo out on the apron, though.
Yes, he did. Oh, they just wishboned poor young Javon Evans.
And I've taken that hit a couple of times in my time as a wrestler.
You and me both.
It's not fun.
As now Bravo in control here, and beautiful twisting foot on the head of the young OG.
Trying to remember an older wrestler who used to do that. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I might have seen Dino Bravo throw that a time or two.
Yeah. Oh, it's a very popular move. It was always one of my favorites.
And yeah, can you believe I just threw a Dino Bravo reference on this show?
Yes, I can.
Well, yeah, I guess it should be expected because I do like that old wrestling. With Javon trying to fight his way out of that, it almost looked like a Rings of Saturn, but in a reverse kind of way, I suppose. Yep. I remember actually the first time I saw the Rings of Saturn, I was blown away by that submission, and I left that match absolutely loving Perry Saturn.
Right? As Los Americanos have asserted full control over Javon Evans.
And they're doing that tag team wrestling that I like seeing, cutting off that corner, keeping Javon Evans on that opposite side, preventing the original Americano from making his presence felt.
Yep. But Javon there doing his best Jeff Hardy impersonation.
Yeah, he needs to capitalize on the tag, though.
Yes, he does.
Because we kind of need him to get out of there right now. But understandable. I mean, he landed on his tailbone, and yeah, that's also not a fun spot to land on.
Yes, and the original Grande is in the ring.
Those beautiful belly-to-belly throws. And the beautiful German suplex. Back body drop. And a belly to back. Nice.
Yes. Going for the angle slam there, and
no, a double German.
As Bravo had made the save to Rayo, and then, yes, the double German from the original El Grande Americano, who's going to take it to an ankle lock.
Oh, he's got that.
Not a common submission in Lucha Libre.
He had it cinched in, but Rayo was able to get out of there. The air that Javon Evans takes. I really would like to see him and Montez Ford have like a jump off the top rope. Right. Put a couple crash mats at the bottom of the ring, on the floor or the mat of the ring, and see who can jump the highest. And El Grande Americano Dos, I'm going to call him for now, just took out the original El Grande. Now we got both Rayo and Bravo on opposite sides of the ring on the top rope. Or no, that was Javon Evans. I thought that was Rayo up there.
Yes, what a cutter from Javon Evans. That dive.
And the diving headbutt that El Grande Americano has been successful with, and he's got the win.
Yes, he does. What a match, and what a fantastic tag team match this was.
That was
But
entertaining.
this cutter,
Like how?
right?
Right?
I
Like how does Javon like he's got to be collecting frequent flyer miles with the amount of air he
Right?
gets.
I've got to say this one. If I'm going to go fantasy booking, can we get Javon Evans and Sammy Guevara, please?
I still stick to Javon Evans and Montez Ford taken to the air against one
That
another.
too.
And of course, El Grande Dos is not happy about the loss. Oh, he's going after the mask of the original El Grande.
Yes, he is. But the original able to take him out. Oh, is the original going to go after the mask?
He is. Like I said, I think this is going to lead to a mask versus mask.
Yes, it is. As Rayo is able to pull El Grande Verde out of the ring.
Yes, we're looking at once again AJ. Well, we're looking at all the podcasts actually this week. Oh, okay, Impulsive, you do have some interesting guests this week. I will admit, he's got the Bellas on their show, and I'm intrigued.
I saw that, and Cody Rhodes has his good buddy Jay Uso.
And I missed who the Undertaker has. It looked like the Miz, but even that would be interesting still.
Oh, it is. The Miz would be a fantastic interview.
And
As
this
we are
week,
looking at Friday's Elimination Chamber qualifier.
yeah, now we're getting words from Ray Phoenix here.
That's Penta.
Again, because I looked at the logo. The logo looks so much like Ray Phoenix's logo.
This is a match where I think that because LA Knight is so focused on the vision, that LA Knight is just going to see red, maybe not concentrate so much on Penta. But Penta has history with the vision as well. But I think that LA Knight and Theory are going to cancel each other out, and I got to take Penta for the win on this one.
Or is this going to be a match where both men are going to fight over who gets to beat up Austin Theory?
Right? Oh, we got Vic Joseph.
I was going to say, wait a minute, because I forgot what Vic Joseph looked like. Like, who the heck is this? I mean, we have talked about the idea on Turnbuckle Talk that there was going to be some shakeups as far as commentary and interviews and all that go. But I have to imagine that Vic is only here because Jackie's probably covering the Olympics.
So Bailey, Natty, and Asuka next week in an Elimination Chamber qualifier.
That one's hard to predict.
Yes, it is.
I'm already taking Natty out of the equation based on what we saw tonight, because I feel like if AJ is going to be there next week and if Maxine is healthy for next week, they're going to try and find a way to get Natty out of there.
Yeah, but I think then you're going to see Becky as well get involved there. I'm going to go this route because I think we saw it last year. And then, of course, we saw that Bailey got taken out of WrestleMania. I think we're going to go to Bailey and Lyra versus Rio at Mania for the tag team championships. Or we're going to go to that women's tag team ladder match.
It's a possibility, but there are a lot of strong possibilities going into that matchup. And right now we're getting a promo package with OBA FEMI.
Yes, we are.
And while that OBA FEMI package is airing, I need to step away for just a moment.
All right. And while Mr. Best does that, ladies and gentlemen, while this promo package is airing, once again, here's how you can help us out.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out TURNBUCKLEstudios.org or contact us by email today, because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, as we've stated all night long, TurnbuckleStudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Hit the join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how you believe we can help you, and we can sit down as a collective and figure out the right fit. While you're at TurnbuckleStudios.org, also head on over to our shop, support your favorite shows, support your favorite podcasters, wear what we wear, and all of those proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. TurnbuckleStudios.org, your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. As we come back, and Byron Saxton is about to interview Gunther. So Gunther saying his road to WrestleMania should have started when he retired Goldberg, cemented it when he put John Cena to sleep, or made John Cena do the one thing he swore he would never do, and then put AJ Styles to sleep. But next week, Gunther, Dom, and Javon Evans in an Elimination Chamber qualifier. Wow. What a match that is going to be. We have our two Elimination Chamber qualifiers for next week. Bailey, Asuka, and Natty next week in the women's. AJ Lee will be back with us live again next week as she gets ready to go one-on-one with Becky Lynch at the Elimination Chamber. What else is going to happen? But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event of the night, the men's Elimination Chamber qualifier with Penta, L.A. Knight, yeah, and Austin Theory. But I have to wonder, we do know that the Vision is going to play an X factor in this match, but we also know that Penta and LA Knight have history with the Vision. Do they have anybody else who can come out and back them up? This match, I do think, is going to devolve into chaos, probably after the match more so, but do not be surprised if the chaos erupts and erupts early. Don't be surprised if all three of these men are given separate qualifiers at another time. It's just a matter of who's coming out and when. Ladies and gentlemen, as we head back to commercial, once again, please check out our weekly calendar.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show Turnbuckle Talk at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we go TNA as we brace for Impact at 9 p.m. On Fridays, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later that night, we have the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day. And please visit turnbucklestudios.org.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Meet the team under the host section. Chris Best, Bubba Duke, Chris Parrish, myself, and Carl Carafel. Get our socials, watch our latest weekly live episodic shows at turnbucklestudios.org, your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the way to the Elimination Chamber. This is an event that I was able to attend last year, and it is such a surreal event. I did not have the greatest of seats, but I was right above the entranceway and looking well down into the ring. This was barbaric. I was there for the return of Jade Cargill when she took out Naomi. I was there for the return of Randy Orton after the pile driver from Kevin Owens. Ladies and gentlemen, do not miss the Elimination Chamber. This is shaping up to be absolutely huge. Mr. Best, welcome back.
Thank you. Had to go take care of some things around the house quickly.
Absolutely. I've got to do the same thing after the show.
One was to get some fresh water.
So we were given next week's men's Elimination Chamber qualifier.
Okay.
It will be Gunther versus Dom versus Javon Evans.
Too obvious. Gunther's going to win.
See, and I don't know. I'm going to go Dom.
I'm going Gunther.
Okay. As we are getting a look outside the United Center in Chicago. Penta has already made his entrance as we are now looking at Austin Theory with Paul Heyman.
As we are getting ready for the main event of the evening. And it goes to show like what Raw thinks of these three men by putting them in the main event.
Yes.
Because this is a showcase of the men who could very well be in that conversation within about a year's time for that world heavyweight title hunt.
I would love to see it. I would love to see a little bit more for Penta. For me, he's falling back into that trap of being an enhancement talent with an entrance.
That's what I said, in a year's time. Give it time.
But we did, as we went to commercial, we did have that we had an interview with Gunther as well, which was where we found out the match. But Gunther had stated basically his road to WrestleMania should have started when he retired Bill Goldberg, cemented when he made John Cena do what he swore to never do, and then put AJ Styles to sleep.
Yeah, but Gunther, your road to WrestleMania got a blockade in the name of Roman Reigns put in it when he threw you over the top rope in the last two.
Yes, it did.
So now at that point, it's a matter of finding a different path to your road to WrestleMania. As it is with these three men who are also in the Royal Rumble and all got thrown out too. This qualifier to the Chamber, that's a possible path to WrestleMania.
It is. LA Knight making his return at the Royal Rumble after having been taken out back in December at the hands of the Vision with Logan Paul and Bronson Reed laying waste to him and Bronson Reed tsunamiing him through the roof of a car. Austin Theory got a fresh shave.
Still not sure if I like the bald shaved look on him, to be honest. Bobby Stats is picking Penta to take this win tonight. I'm still having a hard time with this one, but there we go. This is what I said was going to happen.
Yep.
Well, actually, I said they were going to fight over who gets to beat up Austin Theory, but I thought, okay, I think LA Knight was attempting to throw Penta outside, but Penta, of course, being Penta, then using his innovation to land that maneuver. Penta was like, yeah, I was just trying to get the win. That's all.
Yep.
And then LA Knight's like, okay, well, why don't we just both do that? And then LA Knight rolls him up and same thing.
Return the favor.
Yeah. Now it's time for both these guys to lock up.
LA Knight runs through Penta.
Dang, even the air Penta gets is pretty amazing.
Right.
I was just going to say this is what I don't want to see in these triple threat matches, but thank God Austin Theory just yanked Penta out.
I love that move there from Theory, and then he rolls right back out to go back at Penta. So good on him for being able to shift his focus from one to the other. Paul Heyman standing back with his hands raised. But Theory not capitalizing quickly enough on trying to get back into the ring and get at LA Knight. Now he's pummeling away on LA Knight here in the corner.
And rubbing that forearm into his face. And that's a Kenny Omega move, by the way.
Yes, it is. Now, I did say while you were away that I think that this match is going to devolve. I do think we are going to see the Vision, but I think that's going to happen after the match. But do LA Knight or Penta have anybody to come out and provide them a little bit of backup if it devolves earlier?
Well, Penta might have oh my God,
Rey Mysterio?
Joaquin Wilde and
you're gonna go Joaquin and Cruz, okay?
Yeah, and Ray. I mean Penta. Yeah, sure. He wasn't a member of the LWO, but I'm pretty sure that they would back him.
Right.
Even Ray Fenix could somehow surprisingly show up. Dragon Lee, if he's healthy after the beating Gunther gave him.
Right. But who could come out for LA Knight?
LA's burned a lot of bridges. I mean, the most likely uneasy ally, Jey Uso. Or it could be just something that LA Knight and Ray Fenix are like, or Penta, are like, okay, we've had this match. Let's just put our differences aside and go after the Vision and fight together.
Right. And then let's not forget, there's always the Masked Man who showed up at the Royal Rumble and essentially eliminated Braun Breaker before he got into the ring to get eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who that might be.
Beautiful suplex from Austin Theory.
Yes.
I love how crisp and clean Austin Theory is in the ring. I love
that was almost, not quite, but closing in on a brainbuster there for Theory.
It might even actually have been a brainbuster because they've changed up how the brainbusters. A lot of wrestlers these days have changed up how they deliver the brainbuster. So
yep.
It's definitely not the way Coco used to deliver it when that was his finisher.
What a half boot / stomp there from Theory. I love it.
What I love about what we're seeing out of Theory these days is the aggression is still mixed in with the finesse that we used to see out of Austin Theory.
And LA Knight comes back in and cleans house.
LA Knight showing his own aggression right now.
I feel so bad for that poor announce table tonight. And Paul Heyman once again standing back with his hands raised saying, hey, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting in the way.
No, he's just going to stand there and watch LA Knight smash the heads of both Austin Theory and Penta off that table. This is an LA Knight that we've talked about Finn Balor's hunger to get to that spot.
Yep.
LA Knight's been clamoring to get that spot. He's been on the edge, the cusp of that main event spot for a year and a half, close to maybe longer.
I'd say longer. Oh, beautiful counter there from LA Knight. Is Theory going to the Grayson Waller school of rolling through the ropes?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, whatever that was from Penta. Into that backstabber. LA Knight there to break it up. Bobby, I'm sorry we missed your comment earlier, but he said he was picking Penta to win, as am I. But this has been a fantastic match thus far. And it's really delivered. Both triple threats tonight have delivered exactly what you've asked of them, Mr. Best.
I mean, I think we've all asked for this in triple threat matches lately. Just have all three men, or all three people, or all six people, if it's a triple threat tag match, just fight. None of this, again, separating so that two wrestlers can wrestle each other. And I understand that in some cases there is better chemistry in that situation, but
yep,
it feels more frantic in this way, and I kind of like that, because
right,
again, there is the chance to qualify for a or the chance to be in the chamber at Elimination Chamber, and it almost makes it feel like that these qualifiers are also championship matches.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've noticed about these multi-person matches, really over the last couple of years, and whether you're talking a tag match or these triple threats, whatever, is that you're not rushing for everybody to get their finisher in on the next guy.
Well, no, because they're actually giving them time.
Yeah. So you're not running into those clusters of having to have three or more finishers hit.
Oh, and here come the Vision.
Yes.
And like a freight train, Bronson Reed just plows over LA Knight.
Yep.
Could this be the road we go for LA Knight? Bronson Reed and LA having a one-on-one.
I think if you're going to do that, you're going to have to find LA a tag team partner for WrestleMania. I think you're going to look at Bronson Reed and Logan Paul. And now Adam Pearce is in here pulling them out, getting in Bronson's face. Paul Heyman still standing back there with his hands raised, and what a stomp there from Austin Theory.
They forgot about Penta, though.
Yes, they did.
For a brief moment, I know Penta was setting up for the super kick, but with the way the apron was flowing there, it looked like Penta was about to go underneath the ring.
Yep.
To grab something, which, by the way, these matches are no disqualification, and that's another thing I'm actually enjoying is we're not seeing plunder in these matches.
Yes.
And there's the mask guy. And that might do it for Mr. Theory there, as he just took a stomp.
Yes, he did.
And now of course,
Logan Paul going after him.
Yeah, because Bronson Reed's dealing with the security right now.
Yep. And there goes the rest of security after them. And Theory having a hard time getting to his feet. Eats the BFT.
And that's going to do it. LA Knight qualifies for the Chamber.
Wow. Certainly not what I had on my bingo card, and Paul Heyman with that look of shock on his face that LA Knight, yeah, is going. And Paul Heyman once again going straight for Adam Pearce.
And he's telling Adam, I had nothing to do with that.
Yep.
Well, obviously he had nothing to do with that because they attacked his man.
Yep. Wow. What a finish to Raw.
Yeah. Raw giving us some more questions right now.
Yes. But LA Knight still looking and saying, I've got one focus, pointing it in the direction of Paul Heyman and Adam Pearce.
As we wrap up with the passing of a man by the name of Jim Shank.
Yes. We will have to do some research on that one.
He was a member of the WWE production staff. On that note, guys, we're going to give our socials out and then we're going to say our goodbye. So, OMD, let us know what you thought of tonight's show and where the people can look for you.
Absolutely fantastic Raw tonight. I'm going to still give the women's triple threat elimination chamber qualifier my match of the night. But the moment of the night, I think, had to go to that surprise LA Knight win. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for me, it is my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. Mr. Best, yourself.
Yeah, kind of hard to pick a match of the night, but I think I'm going to go with that triple threat women's match as well. Based off the fact that what I liked about these matches tonight was that it was hard to actually pick out who could win the matchups. My moment of the night has to be Dom getting slapped in the face in what Liv called Stephanie, because I thought that was kind of funny and very interesting.
Right.
But if you want to find me, my link tree is lanktr.ee/Chris_best83. OMD, what are those words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, please always remember the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are, good night, good luck, we out.
On the block, hip-hop trendsetters, the school of hard knocks and that attitude era. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of the best, holding the mic as I'm yelling out, G generation